All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Tuesday, December 3rd, set today by Brummy. Let's see what our friend from Birmingham has for us. Sort of low belt, round double depth, bikini bottom. Um, where's the definition? Bikini? No, I think bikini bottom might be saying the last letter of bikini. So there might be an I inside this word. Or maybe sort of low. Of course, sort could also be an anagram, very obvious anagram indicator, but yeah, I don't think we're going to anagram low belt. So I think it's a sort of low, maybe meteorological low or some kind of depression. Oh, it might be like in geographical terms, a low piece of land. And then we're going to put belt. What's double depth? Bikini bottom, no. Do not get, excuse me, that. All right, let's try these downs. Smart, southern Leith almost takes on the church. I think smart must be the definition. Church will be CH or CE. Southern, I presume it's going to start with S. Leith almost might just be the LEIT. And yeah, so I think that would give us 5 letters, and we put in somewhere the CH or CE. I'm not seeing a word now. Is it smart as in intelligent, or smart as in well dressed, or or smart as in ooh, that's smarts. Quick Draw McGraw, wasn't that his catchphrase? Um, yeah, I'm not seeing where we would put in CH or. Yeah, no, gonna have to move on. Not quite useless. Arthritic disease is a shelter. Oh my goodness. Wow. There must be some short word for an arthritic disease because that seems like wordplay in the middle. I think the whole thing will mean a shelter. No. In hell, pretended to be ill. Well, pretended to be ill would be malingered, but and is how many letters is that? Mal, ing, ered. That is 10 letters. I'm going to put it in. I'm wondering if it might be one of those where you read the answer and it provides some kind of wordplay, but not really. So I don't know how that would be hell. In hell. Pretended to be ill. Yeah, maybe it's a word for ill, and we're going to have to be a word, put a word for pretended inside a word for hell. I'll leave malingered just in case. The triumph of hope over adversity. Many a sheep strays, wasting energy. Well, energy, we always should think of E, so wasting energy sounds like we remove an E. So a sheep has 6 letters, and that's strays or is anagrammed, but without one of its E's. And then many, I think, would be the definition. Passion, oh, shape. I don't know how shape would be the definition. Or sorry, would be the answer to many. Shape. Better shape up. Let me pause and see what other anagrams there might be in shape. Oh, of course, heaps. That's many. All right. Whew. Oh, it's very interesting ending. I wonder if it could be MPH? Triumph would fit. That's not a sort of low. We would have an I in there. Very interesting. I'll come back to that. Name of female, turning 13, adult. Great clue, but yeah, I don't know. I don't see that at all. Party politician dominated by Royals' main circle. Royals' main might be the R. I'm wondering if circle is going to be the definition. Party I mean, we might have to separate party. Could be a do. But then we'd only have one letter for the politician. Usually we'd need MP or yeah. No. Figure sun on particles causes strain. I think it's going to mean strain. And we're going to, I think we've seen before sun can be abbreviated to S. So I think we're going to have a number maybe, short number, then an S, and then particles, well, atoms or something, and then causes strain would be the definition ending in S. No. I'm always very impressed by David Webb's videos. He puts one out every Saturday where he just reads the clue and immediately decides to move on, whereas I stop and have to mull over it a little bit. But we all have our own ways of doing it. State the American tone applied to song and dance. Oh, could it be a state? Maybe a US state? The American US tone applied to song and dance. No. All right, well, didn't get much out of the Downs. The woman's quote about dissident. The woman, that woman we sometimes see for she or her. Can the woman be the same? Oh, well, I suppose the woman's would be her. And then quote about dissident. What's a word for quote? No. Set free. Soldier goes inside. Well, there's a lot of abbreviations for a soldier, but it goes inside what? Maybe the definition is set, and then we have to put a soldier term inside of a word for free. Although set free seems a more likely definition. Or could it be a double definition? A soldier goes inside this thing that also means set free? No. Describing a thing, possibly a mandolin. Well, an adjective describes a thing, and adjective is 9 letters, but how is that possibly? Oh, a mandolin is 9 letters and has 2 A's in it. So possibly might be telling us to anagram a mandolin. And it's going to give us a word that means describing a thing. Not abdominal, but it could be an AL ending. Let me pause and see if I can work this one out on paper. Well, I saw we had nominal in there, and then the letters left over were A and D. So I thought, is there a word add nominal? And sure enough, there is. I don't think I've ever heard this before. A word, phrase, or clause, such as an adjective or prepositional phrase, forming part of a noun phrase and modifying that and telling you something about it, like the cat sitting on the roof. Sitting on the roof would be add nominal. So you live and learn. All right, that's a good one to get. The main means of taking a break from Tom's joint. Yeah, so, Tom, of course, can be a cat. I wonder if it's going to be like a cat's hip, a cat's ankle, cat's elbow. The main means of taking a break. No, I think that's going to be just like a punning double definition. I don't think there's going to be wordplay necessarily. Bank drop reported. All right, so I think it's going to be a homophone of a word for drop. That means bank, but bank has so many meanings, not just a financial institution, riverbank, to bank on something. No, don't see it. Anti-hero, used inventively, is taught to go outside. All right, well, 12 letters and anti-hero used are 12, and so inventively I think is an anagram indicator. But then the definition is taught. House. Oh, yeah, so malingered is wrong, because I think it's going to be house trained would be taught to go outside. All right. Pity about malingered, but it was too good to be true. Determination of agent back on detachment. So I think it is going to mean determination, fortitude, or something like that. And we're going to have maybe a word for agent reversed, and then going on a word for detachment. Nope. Wearing clothes of young conservative. Clothes of something can be the outer letters. Is it just the young? Y and G don't go well together. So then it might mean conservative. Or could it mean wearing? No. House builders would get fired here. So I think fired is probably going to be in a different sense. No. Part of the film hosts run. Could that be an anagram of hosts? And it's part of the film. I can't see. No, those are not good letters to anagram. Thos. Oh, well, shots, I suppose. Could be parts of the film. It's not a great anagram, I think. I mean, I don't know. I may be wrong, and so it may be far more clever than this. But I'm going to put that one in for now. I may as well finish the acrosses. Never losing heart over test stage of Apollo mission. I think the word never is going to lose its heart. Now, is that going to be just the V or the EVE? And that's going to go over maybe a test. And I think it's going to be a stage of Apollo mission, but with question mark. It's maybe not an obvious stage. Oh, and could it be from mythology, Apollo? They want us to think about the lunar missions. Yeah, if it is just losing the V, then NWER. Yeah, I don't know about that. Retire on getting free drink. And the dreaded question mark again. No, this is going to be another slog, I can tell. You may want to put the video on double speed or whatever the maximum is that YouTube allows. All right. And I looked at the state. Oh, well, let me look again now that I have the L and the D. The American tone applied. See, I don't know what song and dance is referring to. Unless it's something like the American tone is something like a twang or no, have to come back to that. Unhappy, backbeat material. I wonder if it might be a material. A word for unhappy. Is it just sad and then something goes back and then maybe a word for beat? I'm trying to think of something like damask or nope. Spy chief frantically clutching end of drainpipe spout. That's a great visual. Spy chief could be, well, I'm thinking of M, isn't it, from the Bond films, but maybe the spy chief is just the first letter of S. Although the frantically, oh, spy chief frantically, of course, could be an anagram of spy chief, which is 8 letters, and then that's clutching the last letter of drainpipe would be an E. All right, let's try the anagram helper. I should have used that earlier so you can play along. Yeah, let's see if something spout, which could be to talk, as I do. Ooh, I'm seeing something like specify. Oh, I bet it is an I-fi. Speechify. That's it, of course. There we go. All right. No character shown when one's depressed. I think it's going to be a double definition, like no character shown blank something when one's depressed, something low. Oh, no, it's all just a cryptic definition. I just was looking at the word depressed and thought, what if it is depressed as in a key on your keyboard? And what key do you hit in your keyboard that doesn't show a character? That would be the space bar. All right, I like that. Artistic bill tellings making up the numbers. I'm wondering if, is it an what? Yeah, it's got so many letters there. 18. Could it be artistic? Then we need 10. So bill. Oh no, bill telling would be too long. Yeah, I was trying to think of making up might be anagramming artistic bill telling, but if I'm counting wrong, that is too long. Oh, maybe it's an anagram, maybe it's artistic version of bill tellings making, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Um, although no, we have a C, so um, yeah, so I think if there is an anagram, then it would be coming from artistic, but I'm wondering maybe it's just a charade. Yeah, making up the numbers. Nope. How about pit, crazy old English creep? Ah, so if you creep along, you might tiptoe. So it's an anagram of, oops, so I think, funny, I got that looking at the O, not realizing the O was in the wrong place. But it is a crazy version of pit, then old, and then English. So I'm glad shots is wrong because I didn't find that very satisfying. Um, yeah, but I'm still not seeing part of the film. Hosts run. No. All right, but happy to get tiptoe. How about composed hashtag no hospital horrified? So we're going to compose our anagram hashtag, which is 7 letters, but hospital is H. And if we anagram the remaining letters, we get aghast. Great word. All right, this looks definitely like an ing. And this is not an anagram of hosts. Thank goodness. I was really wondering what was I missing there. But what is part of the film Hosts Run? No, I'm not seeing it. Proprietorial type of drug. Missing date. Ooh, so I think it's going to be a type of drug with a D in it. We take away the D and we get a word for proprietorial. What is a type of drug? And what's another word for proprietorial? No, not seeing it. All right, I think we've looked at everything. Oh no, this little guy hiding. Descend, slope, and start to test for takeoff. All right, so I think yeah, if you descend a slope covered in snow, maybe you ski. The start letter of test is a T, and a takeoff might be a skit. Oh, so never losing heart over test stage of Apollo mission. I'm fairly sure in spacebar. Um, So what's a two-letter word beginning with R? I can't think of re-entry. Ah, it was never without the V. Loses its heart, but then it's turned over. Very good. And then to test something is to try it. We see that a lot. And re-entry. Ah, wonderful. All right, house builders would get fired here. Block, break, brick. Ooh, how about a brick? Yeah, I'm trying something like a brick oven or brick kiln, maybe. So I think the house builders are referring not to the people, but to the bricks. Um, Not 100% sure on that, but it seems to be in keeping. All right, here was our artistic making up the numbers. Oh, I think it's creative. Yeah. So I just got it from thinking of a phrase for people who make up the numbers, creative accounting. Uh, a bill can be an account shortened to AC. And if you're telling, I suppose, something, you're recounting it. Not exactly sure how telling and counting are synonyms, but we'll see what they say at 15 squared. All right, I'm just wondering if that could be extra. I looked over and I saw the word extra would fit. I like it as an extra is a part of a film crew, I suppose. What is the host's run? Yeah, I won't put it in yet. All right, so here's our type of drug. Missing date. I mean, proprietorial is something to, yeah, so I think it is, I'm not exactly owner. I'm not sure. It's a proprietor. For some reason, I'm tripping over that word today, but it's the proprietorial type is an owner. The drug is a downer, and you take away the D. All right. Okay, retire on getting free drink. No. And oh, here's wearing clothes. Oh, could be clad, would be wearing clothes, but of young. Ah, yes, a C for conservative and a lad. All right. It's funny, I think when I go back to clues, maybe my mind is a little more open and I was able to just think sideways of wearing clothes, clad, which I didn't see the first time around. The human brain is a wonderful thing sometimes. All right. Looking here again, my mind was open and I thought perseverance. Yeah, an agent we often see is a rep, and that goes back. And then detachment might be severance. I think it's an E. I always have trouble with those E's and A's. If you've watched my videos before, you know that. But I think an E is a more likely ending here. Name of female. Oh, good. Turning 13 mean to anagram 13 with an A for adult. Yeah, I like that. So let's try 13 plus A, and I think it's just going to be, I said Henrietta. Oh, maybe it is an A at the end. Come on, Henrietta. Yeah, I think it is going to be, because those have to be. Yeah, so I'm actually going to go ahead. We are past the 30-minute mark. Check this. It is right. All right. I don't know what I need to do to learn my E's and A's there. I think I'm a bit old to be learning these things, but anyway. All right, this could be her. Ooh, I'm wondering about a heretic. But, yes, to quote somebody is to cite them, and that goes about, again, another reversal. We've had quite a few of those today. All right, party. I think it's, yeah, I think that's the definition. Party might be a romp, not the parties I go to. Anyway, the politician is the MP, and that is dominated by, or goes underneath, Royals Main, and the O is the circle. All right. Figure, well, 10 is the most likely, I think. Sun, yeah, S, and then the particles are ions and causes strain tensions. State, oh, it could be Cal for California. The American tone applied to song and dance. Oh, it might be song and dance metaphorically. People like it. There was a great to do. There was a great song and dance, but I'm not seeing a word for it. This was our bank drop reported. No. Unhappy backbeat material. Yeah, I'm gonna pause and think about that. No, not getting anything for that. Let me try extra in here. We're at the point where I'm getting desperate, so I'm going to check this. It is right, but I have no idea why that is right, so we'll check 15 squared at the end. Hosts run. I mean, run is R, but... Oh, maybe part is the definition, not part of the film. A part might be as an extra. And then of the film, oh, the film hosts the R. I still don't get it. EXTA. Well, the film is often ET. No, still don't see it. Doesn't really help me with my material. Let's try retire. I'm getting free drink. I'm just thinking of retreating might be retiring. And on might be about, regarding. And then I don't know, is a free drink a treat? Oh, let me treat you, I think people say, if they're going to pay for the drink. Again, not very confident in that, but let's check it. It is right, so I think I understand it, but just we will double check. All right, that still leaves us our, oh, maybe unhappy. Yeah, I think ending in ENT or something more likely to be an adjective, maybe, or not a material. Malcontent would fit. How would that work? Oh, content could be material. And mal is lamb backwards. To beat somebody, might get lamb. I don't know exactly. It's a very old-fashioned word. I'm not sure what I think about content being material. Oh, I suppose content, yeah. Anyway, just not the material I was expecting. It is correct. All right, so the bottom half is more or less done. Let's try and finish the top right. State, fairly confident that's going to be Cal. Now, what's the American tone? Oh, it might be just simply A for American, and then a word for tone, air, or what song and dance beginning with Cala? No, I think I'm going to give up and use wordplays.com for this one. Ah, how did I not spot an actual American state in there? They're going to revoke my citizenship. So Colorado. Oh, that's clever. The American tone. Well, tone might be color, but it's the American spelling. Oh, and then I misspell it. And song and dance, sure enough, was um, what a to do. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm losing it if I ever had it to begin with. All right, bank now. Drop reported. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it might be drop as in a drop of liquid. I don't know if a pier could be a bank. Oh, maybe a beer. Well, I think if that is something you put things on top of. But yeah, I'm not sure what else could go between the I and the R. Um, I think I'm going to go with beer. Although drop, I think a drop applies more to whiskey than to beer, but let's check it. No, all right, let's reveal it. Tear, of course, the obvious one for a bank, a tear and a teardrop. All right, so let me make a note of that. Failure. All right, I'm looking here, I'm seeing some kind of ship. Oh, of course, the main means of taking a break, the main we often see has something to do with the sea. And so Tom's joint will be somebody's hip taking a break. What kind of cruise? Ah, Tom Cruise, of course. Cruise ship. All right. Okay, so just let's see, our smart suddenly almost takes on. So maybe the church comes at the end. Oh, and I think, yeah, I think I miscounted how many letters I was going to have. So Southern Leith almost, yeah, can only be 3 letters. But there must be something. Yeah, but I'm still thinking it's going to begin with S. And it's going to mean smart. Oh, spruce. Oh, it's Prue Leaf. Ah, all right. The actress Prue Leith. I think maybe she spelled her name with Prue, and so almost is telling us to drop the E. All right. Now our sort of low belt. Well, I am thinking about stomach, maybe. But, oh no, this one I thought might. Oh no, that when I thought it was malingerer, which is obviously not. Yeah, let's look at three down now. Inhale pretended to be ill. Ooh, I'm thinking indisposed would be ill. How is this in hell? Oh, this is something that has come up before, and I think it's from Dante's Inferno, where there's a name for hell, dis. Yeah, so it's in hell is in dis, and then pretended to be is posed. All right. All right, so now what is this? Sort of low. Is there a Spanish low? Swedish? Double depth. So yeah, the belt. Oh, what's a belt going to be that goes around somehow something something I? I think this must be part of the belt. Oh, belt of course can be to belt somebody like lamb. Um, no, I don't see it. Here's set free. Soldier goes inside. Yeah, it might be a set. Like a round could be a set, maybe. But I don't see how. Yeah, ROD would be free. No, oh, rigid. Ah, yes. So to free of something would be to rid it. Goes around a GI, and set firm would be rigid. All right. Now, not quite useless. Arthritic. Oh, arthritic disease would be gout. Um, yeah, not quite. So a shelter, a dugout, I suppose. I'm not sure about not quite useless. Some word for, excuse me, useless. Du something. Dud. Ah, yes. All right, that just leaves us our sort of low. Ah, saddish? I don't know. Um, I wonder if double depth can be abbreviated to DD. Ah, yeah, and a belt then would be a sash. Oh, I don't know how I feel about these words. You can get at them, but has anyone ever said, "Oh, I felt a bit saddish"? I don't think it sounds right in the English language, but saddish. Um, anyway, I think that's what it is. Let's check all. Did I put in any other wrong A's and E's? No, it looks like everything is still there. All right, let's take a quick peek at 15 squared. All right, the blog today is by Manehi. Had a slow start before things started clicking into place. Well, that makes two of us. Although I also had a slow middle and a slow end. All right. Yeah, I suppose depth is D, and so double is just telling you to put two D's. And sort of low is saddish. Not sure about that. think I followed all of these eventually. Yeah, a small part in a film host. Oh, of course, I never thought of the cricket meaning. An extra run in cricket. Ah, but that is clever part of the film host. Yeah. And then 28 and yeah, treat, free drink, question mark. Would you like a treat? Will I treat you? And then Prue Leith, the TV presenter. Who's the Prue I was thinking of from The Good Life? Not familiar with. I've heard the name Prue Leith, but I'm not sure what she does. All right. Yeah, sure enough, Dis is a Roman name for the underworld. Colorado. How did I not get that? Lamb plus content. Spacebar. I liked that. All right. Creative is artistic, and accounting is bill telling. I wonder if it's more bill, the way I thought, and then telling, but we'll see what they're saying down in the comments. Trademark humorous clues. Bottom half was more tricky. Oh, I think I finished the bottom first, didn't I? Our UK general knowledge. Yeah. Ad nominal was new. Yeah, so some of these are going to be. Yeah, and here's someone saying they had accounting as AC plus counting. Tale of two halves. Enjoyable puzzle. So Prue is the Great British Bake Off. Yeah, that's good. Looking for KVA maybe to talk about. Yeah, but quite a lot of people are agreeing with that parsing of accounting. Although, as I say, I'm still not sure about account. But anyway. All right, well, that was tough, but not the worst one I've had in the last couple of weeks. Anyway, I got there in the end. Thanks as always for watching and have a great day.